one as well. So if you're interested, now's the time. Let's get started in child's pose because now is the time for Yoga Ignite. Got a full 60 minutes of sweating and moving and grooving and all of that good stuff. So as you get settled on in your child's pose, get your fingertips down into the floor, let your hips settle back on your heels. And then whatever you have going on the rest of the day, you can just put that to the side for now. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. Good. Big breath in. Fill up, expand, empty it out. Last one. Fill all the way. Exhale everything out. And start to tap into your Ujjayi breath. Long inhale with a pause, long exhale with a pause, just really purposeful right out of the gate. I don't know about all of you, but I had so many things on my plate this weekend prepping for Access this weekend, and it's just, there's a lot. And now it's time to just set that aside and switch gears for a minute. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Move your body around any way you need to, but keep pulling the breath deep down into your lungs, deep down into your physical body so it can help pull you down into what's happening right here and right now. Walk your feet to your hands, hang in ragdoll. Pull the pit of your belly way in and up, and you can sway side to side or shake out your head yes and no to give your neck a little bit of room to work with. Then press into your feet, rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips, bring your thumbs to heart center. Set your intention for practice. Pick one specific thing that's going to help keep you anchored in the present moment. And we'll send out those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull if you've got weights like Ratana. High push up and pause. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Press your thumbs down on your exhale. Good. Breathe in. Push the air back out. Last one. Empty to the pit of your belly. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. A long breath all the way up to your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Purposeful exhale. Full breath. Push the air out. Last one. Clear all the air out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold down. Rise to stand. A big inhale all the way up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Big breath out. Good. Full inhale. Big exhale. Press your thumbs into the mat. One more breath. Empty everything out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise up and go back on this one. Lift and stretch. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right and on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Empty it out. It can be a sigh if it needs to. Breath in. Breath out. Good. One more. Clear all the air out. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Last Sunday, rise up to standing. Lift up through your chest and back. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push-up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath. Empty it out. Breathe in. Push the air out. Get that heat moving around. Last one. Empty completely. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Get situated back into your hips and let that breath flow all the way down into the bottom of your lungs, all the way back up and out. Good. One more inhale together. Twist right on your exhale. Inhale, open your arms. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay for the twist. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Step through. Open palms or weights in your hands. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Step, press, gaze at the ceiling. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Clear it out. Yeah. Breath number 2. Get empty. Last one. Empty to the pit of your belly. Spring forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. At chair pose. One breath. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay and breathe out. Good. Chair pose. Breathe in. Twist left. Inhale to open. Stay and twist. Back to chair. Fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull with your weights. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. You got it. Step, lunge, stretch up. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side warrior one. Step, stretch the sides of your body all the way up. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Empty it out. Clear in that space. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Exhale completely. Move forward. You got this. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair posted deep. Twist right. Open, breathe in. Stay and exhale. Back to chair. Stretch. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay and twist. Back to chair. Fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Deepest lunge yet on this side. Knee over ankle. Yes. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side warrior one. Step. Plug your big toe mound down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Clear it out. Breath in. Big exhale. Last one all together. Push the air out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. You got last sun B right here. Chair pose. Twist right. Open on the breath in. Stay for the breath out. Good. Chair pose. Twist left. Open, breathe in. Stay and exhale. Chair pose. Fold. Halfway lift. Long flat back. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side warrior one. Last one on this side. Plug your feet into the mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Down dog. Left side warrior one. Step. Plug in. Stretch all the way. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Oh. If you weren't ready before, you're a little bit more ready now. Send your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Flip your dog, go all the way over. Then step into it. Start to fill the space with your breath. First and foremost, to get down into your fingertips and toes. Maybe it's wheel. Yes, Paige. Maybe it's a cactus arm with your right arm and you make space. Yeah. Then flip back over side plank. Left hand straight up to the sky so you can have an open palm or a weight in that top hand. Settle your gaze, settle your breath right here. Like you're working through and clearing space to get up to one moment at a time. Set the gaze, set the breath. One more inhale together. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Flip your dog. And then you land in the pose, the wheel, the cactus arm, the three-legged dog, whatever it needs to be right here. Land, breathe. Make it super simple. So if the brain is making it more complicated or harder than it needs to be, just back to breath. Flip back over, side plank. Yeah, there's the breath. That's what I'm talking about. Right hand up to the sky. Gaze and breath in your side plank. You choose the variation. Gaze and breath, steady and fluid. Beautiful. One more breath. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in together. Clear it out. Breathe in. Get empty. Last one. Exhale completely. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down, chair pose, and stay. We're going to work a little bit with what we worked with on Tuesday. So start with the chair, deep down on your hips, toes light and lifted on the mat. Then hands to heart center, twist right. And whether your palms are together or your arms are open, get your bottom arm on the outside of your right knee. Spread your arms apart or palms together. If they're together, keep pressing your fingertips together on purpose. Now, keep your arms exactly where they are. Just look down at your feet. Pick up your right leg and step it back. Twisting crescent lunge. So, yep, you all step back with your right leg because that's exactly what I said. I meant the left leg. I meant the left leg. Yes. Okay. So rights and lefts. We're in crescent twist with your left leg forward. Your right leg forward, your left foot. Yeah, okay, like Paige is doing up here in the front. Right foot in the front of your mat, left leg in the back. And then we're going to step back into the breath since I totally disrupted the flow of the practice. Open up your fingertips and your palms. Yeah, let's get back on track together. Take a deep breath in. Clear it out. Two more here. In and out. Last one. Push all the air out. Warrior two, face the opposite way. Oh. Sheesh Louise. Let's come down deep into the lunge on this warrior two. Knee on top of your ankle. And then let there be work that also happens on the underside of your front leg. So if you can't feel that, press down more with the center of your front heel and soften your front toes instead. Yeah, Amy, just keep working that. A little lower in the lunge, soften the front toes. Yes. Extended side angle. Elbow to thigh or fingertips by your front arch. You got it. If you want to add the bind, add the bind. You want to reach both arms past the front edge of your mat. Do that. Take up more space. L, peel your top shoulder open, even if your fingertips don't meet. Yes, there you go. One more breath together. Full exhale. High to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in together. Big breath out. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Let's see if we can do this a little smoother on this side. Sit back in your hips, lift your toes. Then get settled down into it where you have to work to pull your leg muscles into your leg bones. Hands to heart twist left. You got it. Deep, full breaths. Big and full. So it can open up all the space across your chest. Open your arms if that's where you're headed. Arms stay wide. Look down at your feet. Pick up your right foot and step it back. Crescent twist. Beautiful. Plug the whole ball mound of your back foot. Yes, Brian, right down into the floor, even that pinky toe. 2 more breaths here. In, stay and twist. Exhale. Last one, Phil. Twist, twist, twist. Warrior 2. Build the heat and the vitality and then release it a little bit. Then build up some heat again and then let it go. Extended side angle. Back to the breath. And just notice when it gets a little quiet, and then you can reset by exhaling through your mouth and then coming right back to the Ujjayi breath. Bind, or both arms reach forward past the front edge of your mat. So you create this big, powerful pose where each muscle, each bone is participating. Last breath in, high to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. Big breath. Empty. Last one. Clear it all the way. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Rise all the way to standing. Eagle pose, right side. Right arm under, right leg over. Ton of work, a ton of heat, a ton of sweat so that you've got all the surface stuff out of the way and now you can really focus. Gaze on one point. Breath moving in and out of your body. Breath actually moving in and out of your body. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Yeah, and take your time through that transition. You've got all the time you need to get as long as possible on the lifted leg. Full airplane. Reach your arms back. Nice. And then just work the 2 points. Your chest forward, lifted foot straight back. Pull those 2 points apart. Nice, Amy. One more breath. Half moon. Open up. You've got it. Everybody keep that lifted ankle super flexed. Yes, even if the leg feels like, whoa, I'm doing a lot of work right now. If you flex the ankle, more of the leg will come into the equation and the leg will get lighter. Good. One more breath. Both feet to the floor. Eagle pose. Left side. Left arm under, left leg over. Think of the equanimity series, the balancing poses as different sections. So you just did a whole section on one side, brand new section on this side. Gaze on one spot. Steady breath. The breath is there to help you, to guide the practice, to make there be a sense of lightness and aliveness. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. A sense of aliveness. So when you hit that pose in your practice that you're just like, oh God, I wish we could skip this one. Full airplane. It becomes a pose that's, oh, it's not so bad actually. Got the breath on my side, the heat on my side. Stretch long. Yes, half moon. Keep the length. You got it. Then a fully flexed ankle on that lifted foot. The toes spread. Nice, Ashley. Good, Ratana. One more breath. Stretch. Feet to the mat. Hoya. Eagle pose. Right side. Second set. You got it. Dial in. Brand new section. Brand new pose. Clean start. Section number 3 of 4 in the balancing poses. Right back into the breath. Just settle in. Warrior 3, reach your arms straight forward, your foot straight back, the right foot straight back. Stretch out long. So you don't have to go completely parallel with the floor. You could be up a little bit higher to get longer length, heel to fingertips. Hands to the top of your left thigh. Walk them down towards the floor for standing splits. Then you decide. You can keep your hands on the mat or play with one or both hands around your standing ankle. If you're working on that balance of grabbing the ankle, the floor is going to be there, so you can just put your hands back on the floor when you need it. Yes. One more breath. Lift your foot. Feet to the mat. Nice work. Last section. Rise up. Eagle pose, left side. Second set. You got it. Take the side. Take the lip flutter, if you need that. Right back to the task at hand, this one pose. Long inhales, long exhales. Warrior 3, arms forward, left foot straight back behind you. You can stay up higher, yes, so that you can pull the line as long as it'll go. Less important to be parallel to the floor. Hands to the top of your standing thigh, walk down to the ankle or the floor. So you're working two different things here. If you open the hip and lift the leg higher, you stretch the outside of your hip. If the hips are square to the floor, you're working your hamstrings more. One more breath. Feet to the mat. Good work. Rise up. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. We're taking one on each side so you have a couple breaths to get settled. Soft crease of the elbow faces out for your standing bow. Eyes on one spot, tip forward. Now, once you find that sweet spot where you're balanced on top of the thigh, you're shifting a little forward, a little back to help maintain the balance, but you're right there. Start to press your lifted foot up to the ceiling a lot. Like your foot will go higher than your head. So it might take leaning forward a little further. Yes, Paige, you're so close. A little bit higher. One more breath. Switch sides. We were playing around with that in Ingrid's class on Wednesday, and I was like, ooh, foot higher than the head. I like that. Left side. One time on the left. Start just by grabbing the ankle or using the strap for dancers. Step 2, take the shape of the pose. Find that sweet spot of balance for you. It's going to be different every time you're on your mat. Sometimes further forward or further back. Sometimes you'll be holding onto the wall. Now work that foot up to the ceiling. Stretch the front of your quad. Foot higher than your head. One more breath. Feet to the floor. Tree pose. Right side. I saw your eyebrows, Ashley. Yeah, start at heart center. It's like that sometimes. Tree pose, hands start at heart center. Yeah, get settled here in tree pose. Different from just standing your foot on the floor. Let the roots of your foot grow into your mat and into the ground. The weight of your body down through your heel and into the ground. Then take any arm variation you want. Hands can stay at heart center if that feels like a good fit right now. Then as you grow up into the full expression of the pose, can you stay rooted through the standing foot into the ground and then up high enough that you grow an inch or two taller? Your spine physically gets an inch or two longer. Left side tree. Hands start at your heart. Foundation first, the part that's on the ground, the whole sole of your foot, the center of your heel straight into the floor. You might even find that the muscles in your calf and your shin start to hug in and get hot because they're so awake. Any arm variation if you're not there already. Steady breath. A conscious choice. That breath is a conscious choice to stay here on your mat in the studio or at home. Big breath. Lift. Feet to the mat. Extended mountain. Reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull with those weights. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Sigh it out. Oh yeah. Breathe in. Last one. Get clear. Right side triangle. Step your right foot between your hands. You've got a block if you need it on the outside of your shin. Left hand up to the sky. And get settled here. So you get through all of the poses you've already done. Create heat, clear space, get clear in your head and your gaze, and now reconnect to foundation. With all of that clarity, reconnect your feet into the floor. You can stay where you are or start to take it into a back bend and open up your chest toward the ceiling. So it'll be your block moving further back behind you. Yeah, your fingertips on a water bottle further back behind you. Press into your feet, rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold. Both feet face the long edge of your mat, a little bit pigeon-toed, at least parallel. Hinge down. We'll work the fold this afternoon. So 2 options. You can walk your hands back between your feet and reach back that way, or hands out in front of you and stretch out your spine that way, fingertips to tailbone. So sometimes one will feel like a better fit and sometimes the other one feels like a better fit. So try on both and then pick the one that fits best. A little bit of softness to both of your knees. Yeah, let that heat stretch and open up your hamstrings, open up the outsides of your ankles and your calves. Press into your feet, rise all the way up to standing. Splits facing the front edge of your mat. So you need a block or a water bottle, go ahead and grab that. So you can take the full split. A lot of you have been working on that. If you're taking half split, you just have your left knee down on the mat and then the right foot on the floor. Just set up the base of the pose, the knee or the foot, whatever part of your body is touching the floor, start right there. And then before you go any deeper, lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly button, pull everything in and up. And then maybe your front foot slides a little further forward. Maybe you're coming down onto fingertips. Like you find the sweet spot. But as soon as you start to lose that front of the pelvis up to the belly button, dial it back a little bit so you can reintegrate that. Front of the pelvis up to the belly button. Front toes up to the ceiling. Yes. Good. Eyes on one spot. Twisting splits. So you can put your hands pretty much anywhere you want that helps stabilize this twist. I like to put one hand on the thigh and the other arm around my back in a half bind. And that reminds me to pull my belly in and up so I can press my low back into my forearm and reintegrate. One more breath here. High to low push-up you go. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in. Full breath out. Left side triangle. Step your foot between your hands. Start with what's touching the floor. That's what this grounding section is really all about. Now that you've got clarity and space, reconnect. Feet into the floor, the outer edge of your back foot into the floor. Spread your top fingertips apart. Yeah. Then you can add on the back bend if that's where you're headed. And if you're not adding the back bend, just keep stretching away from the center of your body, your arms, your legs, pulling away from your torso. Press into the feet, rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold. 2 options on this side. Ninja lunges side to side or wide leg handstand hops. It's nice and warm. Things are warmed up and you've got room for those handstand hops if that's what you'd like to try on. And the beginning of those hops can look like spread fingertips on the mat and you're just leaning your weight into your palms and feet are still touching the floor. Nice. The lunges side to side, nice and deep. Beautiful. Nice, Ratana. Look out in front of your fingertips. Yes. One more time on either side if you're doing those lunges. And turn and face the front edge of your mat. Splits with the opposite leg in front. Just start with what's touching the ground, one step at a time. Get the block set up under your leg or underneath your hands for more support. Then front of the pelvis up to your belly button. So it'll be that sensation of the front of the pelvis up and then tailbone down towards the mat to integrate your low belly. Then you decide, folding a little further forward, letting your front foot slide out a little bit. Back to the breath. Yeah, even as you're working that center of your body, front of the pelvis up, pit of the belly in and up, breath still flows. Twisting splits. You choose where you want to put your hands, wherever it feels stable, sustainable. Then set your gaze. Nice. One more breath. High to low push-up. Big breath in up dog when you get there. Open up the front of your chest. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. Breathe in. Empty. Last one. Push all the air out. Roll out to a high plank. Shoulders right on top of your wrists. You can stay and hold the high plank and pull that pit of your belly in, or mountain climbers, knees into your nose. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way to the floor. Locust pose or Superman. Locust, hands back by your hips. Superman, arms out in front. Rise up and away from the mat. So you've been building this length, this power, this fire in your body the entire practice, and now you get to show it off in the igniting sequence. The igniting sequence in the Ignite class, long as you can get. Lower down. Rock your hips left and right. Second set of locusts. You can bind your hands at your low back or take a block between your hands and your Superman. Rise up. Long as you can go. Reach those toes way past the back edge of your mat. Yes. One more breath. Lower down. Hips left and right. Floor bow. We're taking 2, so you have the option for one leg at a time, or grab both ankles. Rise up. Now's the time. Now's the time to come up and away from the floor, especially if your body's like, I'm tired, and your brain's going, I'm tired. Like, now is where it's clear. You go up and away from the mat, lower down, side to side. It's this one final push, a fiery push. Floor bow number 2. Go for it. It's that opportunity where you wouldn't have access to this much space in the beginning of the practice. Now you've worked for it. Now it's right here. One more breath. Lower down, side to side. Yeah, get in the space where like a groan or you need to sigh after the pose because that's all you had. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good work. One camel. One camel this afternoon. Drop your knees. Then you can tuck or untuck your toes. Lift your chest up to the ceiling and start to work your way back. I feel like camel can sneak up on some of us because the other back bends feel a little more fiery than camel does, but this one can definitely get your heart racing. So set your gaze and let that breath work for you. Let your collarbone spread out nice and broad. Press into your knees and your feet, come up and out. Downward facing dog to reset. You got it. Fingertips in the mat, thumbs down into the mat. Look between your hands, come through to sit, come into staff pose. So legs straight out in front. You've got one mat that's like a slip and slide in here, a couple more on their way. Reach your arms out in front, long and straight. So same idea with the front of the pelvis. Lift it up to your belly button, pull the pit of your belly in, and slowly lower your back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Oh yeah, breathe on the way down. Got some slow movers. I like it. Yes, that integration, core into bone, muscle hugs to bone. Then when you get there, bridge pose. Bend your knees and plant your feet on the floor. Rise up, yogis. Feet on the floor, shoulders into the floor. Lift. In whatever way your arms are situated, cactus arms or hands bound underneath you, tuck those shoulders underneath you to lift your chest. Good adjustments. Last breath. Lower down. Knees left and right. Bridge number 2. Press, lift, go. You still have that momentum. You have the fire to get you all the way through these back bends. All of the work and the space coming to fruition here. Bring your right knee into your chest. Send your right foot up to the sky. You can stay with a long straight leg or pulse your hips up to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Last set. Stay up or pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Knee side to side. All right, clear the path. All the stuff that's going on in your brain, get that out of the way. Wheel number 1, tuck your fingertips and go. Now's the time. The bridge or the wheel, a big, full, open back bend. Tuck your chin and come down. Breathe in together. Easy breath out. Number 2, tuck, press, go. Feet connected, right on 12 o'clock. Fingertips connected. Come on down. Breath in, breath out. Number 3, press, lift, go. You're just going one pose at a time, doing your practice moment by moment. Tuck your chin and lower. Breathe in, breath out, rise up, wheel or bridge. You got it. Just stick with the pose, stick with the breath. Come on down. Breath in, breath out. Last one, last wheel or last bridge. Press, lift, go. Your whole body, every muscle hugged into bone. Lower down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Press your heels together. Press your big toes together. Everybody take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Yeah, there it is. Drop back into your Ujjayi breath. Yeah, you need a sigh again. Do that. Sometimes it takes more than one big exhale to clear. Happy baby or dead bug. So there's lots of fire in the back bending sequence. And now you just keep shifting the way that you use the fire and the heat. So it's a different quality about it in each section, but that heat and work is still present in different ways. Set yourself up for scissor legs, legs straight up to the sky. Hands can be behind your head or down by your hips. Lower your right leg to hover. Deep breath in. Exhale, switch. Breath in. Exhale, switch. Slow and methodical. Go with your own breath. Doesn't matter if it's quicker or slower than your neighbor in the studio or if you're practicing next to someone at home. Steady rhythmic breath. Flex both of your ankles. Yeah, good adjustments. Keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good control. 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up in the air. Yeah, we're going to do Elle's thing that she made me do the other way. So this is payback. Start with your legs in the air. You can move your hands underneath your hips if you need more support. Start with long, straight legs. Bring your knees into your chest and then press them out to 30 degrees. Knees into your chest. Press them out to 60. Belly to the floor. Knees in. Last time. Press them out to hover. Flutter kicks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in, straight up to the sky. Okay, second set. Knees in, press out to 30. Knees in, press out to 60. Squeeze your thighs together. Knees in, press out to hover. Flutter kicks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in and up to the ceiling. You've got one more set. Belly down to the mat. Knees in, press to 30. Knees in, press to 60. Oof, knees in, press to hover. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs up, knees into your chest. Oh, yes, that's good. Rock back and forth. Make your way up into boat pose. Start with your feet on the mat. Tall, straight spine. Start with your hands behind your hips. Now, I want you to sit right up into your sit bones. It's really common in boat pose to kind of round and let yourself hang out in the squish of your glutes. Pull it in and up so you're on the points of your sit bones. Hands behind you. Good. Points of your sit bones. If you can maintain that and bring your arms out to the side, cool. Arms are out to the side. If you start to round, come back to hands behind you. Stay right here or lift your legs. The lowest part of your belly, your abdomen muscles pulling in. If you need the hands back to lift your legs, that's fine. Do that. And we're just going to tap here. Right foot taps, left foot taps. Keep going for 10, 9, belly in, 8, 7, eyes on the prize, 5, 4, 3, you got it, 2, 1, downward facing dog. Woo! Yeah, no, please don't. Downward facing dog. Stole that from Philomena. Right side half pigeon. So then the heat shifts again. That's plenty of heat, plenty of tapas here for the hip openers. And now it just has a quality shift to it. More of like hot coals, hot embers, where there's an even heat across the way instead of it being super fiery. Yeah, so Steph, try tucking your block underneath this hip. So you'll stick this block underneath here. Okay, does that feel okay on that side? Okay, good. We'll try that on the other side too and see if that works. Steady rhythmic breath here. And then you can also regulate the amount of heat, right? Like the coals of the fire can stay hot. And then to release some of the heat, you exhale through your mouth. If it feels like the right amount of heat and it's percolating across your whole body, you just keep breathing through your nose. Steady breath the whole way through. So there's a sense of settling, but aliveness to it. There can be stillness and aliveness in the pose at the same time. You've got a few more breaths in your half pigeon. You can stay where you are, take king pigeon, bend your back knee, grab your back foot. So you can use either hand in king pigeon if one feels better than the other. Just stretch out your quad. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon. Same amount of heat, same amount of breath. It's just shifting gears. Different kind of work, but still work. Does that help with the pressure, Steph? Does the block help with that pressure a little bit? Okay, good. Steady breath here. And then just like you release some of the heat through your mouth, if you need to do that, where else in your physical body is there too much tension or pressure that you need to release? I know for me, 9 times out of 10, I'm clenching my jaw. Or I'm holding the pit of my belly and so tight, like I'm so hyper-focused there that I'm not taking a big, deep inhale. There's no room because it's tight. So it's a give and a take. You keep the structure, all the work, all the heat you've created, and then where can softness fit in there? Where can some ease fit in? Your brain pulls you somewhere else. You're right back here in this pose, in this moment. Stay or king pigeon. Juicy quad stretch. If you're grabbing the top of your foot and pointing your toe, your back foot, your back toes up to the ceiling in that king pigeon, you can stretch the top of your foot and the front of your ankle too. Sometimes that feels nice. Downward facing dog. Oof. Last hip opener. Frog pose or seated wide leg fold. Been playing around a lot in the seated wide leg fold and sitting on the edge of a block to give myself more height. And then I've got more room to experiment with straightening my legs or taking them a little wider or closer together. There's more room to work with. So maybe that works for you. If you're getting into your frog pose, just tap back into that front of the pelvis up to the belly button action. Whether you've got your back on the floor or you're facing the floor in the frog. Front of your pelvis up to your belly button. So that might free up some space in your low back and in turn free up some space in your hips. Back into the breath. Every time you notice it's missing, be the one that restarts it. Again and again, you restart it. And some days are in your practice. Some days you're practicing and you have to come back to the breath 13, 15 times in each and every pose. And then other days you're on your mat and you're like, I didn't forget to breathe in almost any of those poses. I had my breath on point the whole time. No matter where on the spectrum of those two things you fall, just keep putting the attention back there. You've got a few more breaths wherever you are. Take one more breath together. Stay for the exhale through your mouth. Yeah, start to make your way out of the pose. Sometimes that last gives a nice period on the end of that sentence. Seated single leg extension. When you get back to your mat, right leg out, left heel in. You know your two options. You can fold straight over the leg or take a side bend and stretch out the side of your waist. Toes up to the ceiling wherever you are. Yes. Drive the center of your heel on that straight leg straight out in front of you. Same idea here. Deep breath in. Stay for the exhale through your mouth. Switch sides. A side bend or a seated fold over the leg. I like all these awake feet. Keep them awake. Keep the toes awake. You could spend a whole lifetime of practicing, and the only thing you paid attention to were your feet, and that will give you plenty of work to do. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale through your mouth. Seated forward fold, both legs straight out. You can have a little bit or a lot of bend in your knees. Yeah, block can be under your knees or in front of your feet. You choose, then fold forward. All these different tools that you have the opportunity to use. And each one of them changes the pose slightly. So if you never use the bands, if you never use a strap or a block, sprinkle that into your practice. See how it can shift what's going on in your body. Last breath here together. Stay for the exhale. tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your palms behind your hips. Rise up. Flat feet on the floor for the tabletop, the reverse plank, long legs with toes pointed to the mat. Good. I'll keep pointing them down. Soften your knees a little bit. Yes, just like that. So you can squeeze your inner thighs together. Yes, Brian, just like that. Beautiful. One more breath together. Lower down. Take fish pose. Block between your shoulder blades or hands tucked underneath your glutes. Take the time to set up the pose in a way that you've got your hips and the top of your head touching the floor. And if that's not happening, you just come out of the pose and reset it. There's no rush. You want it set so that block is supporting your shoulder blades, the space between your shoulder blades. You got room for that chest and your throat to open up. Eyes stay open right on one point. We'll take 3 more breaths here in fish. Take a long inhale. Exhale it through your mouth. Good. 2 more like that. In. Exhale. Last one. Fill. Push all the air out. Roll off your block or untuck your hands. Let's get upside down. A final opportunity to get upside down. So whatever that looks like for you tonight, go for it. Whatever that looks like. Shoulder stand, waterfall. Maybe you're working on headstand and handstand stuff because you're warmed up and ready to go. Keep that breath nice and steady. You might take some ankle circles here or flex and point your toes. If you're in headstand or handstand, you've got a couple more breaths and then child's pose. Shoulder stands, waterfalls. You can take plow. Let the plow land. Stretch out your legs, stretch out your upper back. Plow to deaf yogi. Bend your knees, hug them around the sides of your head. And slowly lower down, one piece at a time. Knees into your chest. Supine twist right. This is one of my favorite poses, like doing all of that really hard work and getting sweaty and clear and emptied out. And it's like, oh, okay, let's wring out that last little bit. Supine twist left. That last little bit. It's like you're wringing out a towel that's full of water. And you're like, just one more good wringing out to get the last bit out. Supta Baddha Konasana. Your cold eye towels by the upper corner of your mat if you like putting that on in Supta Baddha. Shavasana. Let your legs go long. Stretch out your arms nice and long by your sides. Take a long breath in together. Fill yourself up, up, up. Exhale it out. A very well-deserved Shavasana. Let your entire body rest easy on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. Plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. Thank yourself for showing up. Despite everything that you had going on, you took an hour of your time out of your day to get on your mat for yourself. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish out practice together with 3 final ohms. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all so much coming into the studio. Ratana signing in virtually. Have an awesome rest of your Thursday, and I will see you next week. Namaste. Good work, everybody. Unless I see you sooner, which is tomorrow because you're taking access. Just saying.